Hello, and welcome to Find Your Spotlight. This is your host, Maria, and if you're looking for your passion, whether it be in musical theater or another area of your life, stay tuned and take the stage with me. Hello, and welcome back. In today's episode, we will be discussing just how COVID has affected the theater business. In this case, we will be taking a look at UNO Theater and then Broadway Theater, and the impact COVID has had on both the actors and actresses and the productions they were in. To begin with, I will be talking about UNO Theater during COVID. With COVID starting, many schools took extra precautions for students to remain safe so that they could continue to do what they love. So for UNO Theater, back in spring of last year, there was supposed to be a production called Peter and the Starcatcher, but that couldn't happen because everything got shut down then, and so that was a loss that UNO Theater had to experience. And this past semester, with the pandemic still going on, they were given the okay to go ahead and do productions, but they had to still maintain those safety precautions. And some of the things they did were, instead of performing in front of a live audience, they filmed these productions and then they would put them on YouTube and have it go live and people could watch it that way. That was the way that they stayed safe during this time. But it also still allowed those actors and actresses and everybody who is part of those productions to finally get back out there and experience and do what they love. And along with that filming, they also required masks to be worn, and maintaining 6 feet was also very important when they were with their co-workers and actors and actresses. And I remember, because I was actually a part of this experience last semester when I was in a play for UNO Theater, and it was quite different because with theater, you're used to being on a stage and having an audience, but while we were still on a stage, we didn't have an audience, which was kind of different to experience, but also it was a fun experience because you still got to act, you still got to see people, but you were still remaining safe. And I also remember for our practices, we would go to a parking garage on UNO's campus, and we kind of remained 6 feet apart and we read over our lines that way. And I just remember it being different to experience, but it was also a very fun experience as well. And this semester, they are still taking those precautions. They are filming, they are wearing masks, they are remaining 6 feet. And I think especially this semester, they are requiring testing to be done so they can remain safe and continue to do what they love and share that art form with people. So that is what UNO Theater is doing during the remainder of this pandemic, and I hope that soon we can really get back out there and bring back audiences into our theaters, because that is just an incredible experience, and I am looking forward to that day when we can finally do that, because I just love to be able to share my love for theater and our show and everything for an audience. And I'm thankful that we can still do that and remain safe while we're doing it. Now I will talk about Broadway theater during COVID and how it affected the actors and actresses and the different shows. So Broadway abruptly closed as COVID-19 spread throughout the world, and they closed on March 11th, 2020. And it was 31 Broadway productions that were shut down. And at the time, they were not entirely sure when Broadway would be able to come back and have an audience. Some of the actors who were affected by this shutdown include Andre Day Shields, Shireen Pimentel, and James Snyder and Jenny Jules. So, to start with, Andre Day Shields was Hermes in Hadestown, and one thing that he had said about the whole pandemic when it first started is that right after COVID started, he walked from his apartment to the theater that he was performing in, and he blessed the stage door, and then he whispered, "We'll be back." The next actress is Shireen Pimentel, and she is Maria in West Side Story. And what is unique about her story is that Maria was her Broadway debut, and it kind of just ended all of a sudden just because, COVID hit and a lot of those actors and actresses lost their jobs. But it was especially sad for her because this was her first Broadway show ever, and it was just taken from her. And then one thing that she says is that she'll walk past the theater that she performed in, and it's just hard to realize that she can't really go in to perform this show and share the story that she loves with an audience. The next actor and actress I will be talking about are James Snyder and Jenny Jules, and they are Harry Potter and Hermione Granger in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And Jenny explained that because of the shutdown, it's just been so hard for her because there's been bills she needs to pay and she doesn't know when the next one would be coming. And then for Snyder, he had said that when he came back to the theater that his play was in, he just cried because he couldn't bear the thought of an empty stage. And now some of the shows that were closed include Beetlejuice, Frozen, Mean Girls, and The Music Man, which was going to be a huge deal because Hugh Jackman was going to come and be an actor in that. Now, a question that could be coming to mind is, what are they doing for all these people who lost their jobs because Broadway had to shut down? Well, to answer that, Broadway Cares and Equity Fights AIDS started a fundraiser campaign to create a COVID-19 Emergency Assistance Fund. This was launched March 17th, 2020, and it's administered by the Actors Funds. And it is to assist people in the entertainment community with health and financial challenges. This fund is gonna help those who are in the entertainment community and are missing out on those paychecks. So when is Broadway gonna open up again? To answer that question, they plan to stay closed till May 30th, and they're really hoping to start performances back up again in the fall and winter of 2021. And what they will be doing, with still taking precautions for the virus, is that they will do COVID tests and they will keep practicing social distance until they know for sure that it will be okay. That's all we have for you today. Thanks for taking the stage with me, and stay tuned to learn more about musical theater on Find Your Spotlight. We'll catch you later. Bye!